back surfing can be a lot of fun, and there's lots of different ways you can practice back surfing, and it will lead you to doing a lot of the more advanced moves. I like to back surf a lot, especially when it's cold out and maybe you don't want to be cartwheeling or getting your head wet. You can go to your hole or your wave and just back surf. You can take your paddle out of the water and back surf. And always remember not to surf blindly, but to look over your shoulder and actually look and see what you're doing.
Technically, the back surf and the front surf are identical. You're just facing in a different direction. The only question that you've got remaining right now is, well, how do I control myself? Well, you're going to control yourself pretty much the same way you did on front surf. You're going to use your paddle as a rudder to turn the boat from one direction to the other. You're going to use spotting your target to see where you are on the wave. And you're going to remember where your target is. Your target is the peak of the wave and the sides of the wave. Your objective is to stay within the surfable arena. Just like with the front surf, the carve works identical. You drop an edge, your boat will start carving in that direction. If you switch edges the other way and do a quick sweep on the inside of the turn, you will turn the boat around and it'll start carving the other direction. Like the front surf, you can learn to carve more aggressively simply by dropping more edge and opening up the boat with a little bit more angle. You're also going to notice to stay on the wave from time to time, you're going to have to take a hard backstroke. And if you're just learning to carve, you may find that the easiest strokes for you to do, if you're carving in one direction, is to do a hard backstroke to turn it back the other way instead of a rudder. That way, you're able to apply a power stroke to keep you on the wave when you make the turn. But anyway, you look at it, back surfing and front surfing are almost identical. No real further instruction needed until we get into some back surfing moves, like spinning from back to front. Now, what's the cool thing about learning from spinning from back to front? Once you can do that, suddenly you can do what's called a 360. 360 means you can spin all the way around. And once you can do that, all kinds of cool playboating moves open up, including the non-stop 360. So let's learn how to spin from back to front. Just like with the spin from front to back, your objective is to get your one end to drag downstream while the other end slides upstream. Now in this case, you want your stern to drag downstream and you want your bow to slide upstream. So how are you going to do that? You're going to lean back slightly. Most people, the common mistake they make is they try to spin from back to front and they lean way forward, dragging on the bow. But you're not going to make that mistake because you just heard it here. All the other techniques will be exactly the same. You're in a back surf, carve around a little bit until you feel like you're more or less at the top of the wave. As soon as you feel yourself dropping in, turn your boat to 45 degrees, nice and easy. Lean back a little bit and quickly sweep your bow upstream. You're literally going to be pushing your paddle straight away from the bow, which pushes your bow straight up the river. If you were leaning back and keeping your boat flat to the water, your bow should quickly sweep up. Now in the beginning, you're probably going to be goofing things up a little bit, so in order to stay on the wave, right after you spin, go ahead and take a couple hard forward strokes to make sure you're locked on the wave.